Look at this.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, and it's episode 2567.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
2567. It's the last day of the month of February. I hope you are having a good day. And I see I had maybe something called a Zoom call earlier today, and that messes with everything that I have, all of it. It messes with my microphone situation. That's why
Mike's Daily Podcast.
this podcast might sound a little odd, but that's okay. I don't mind. I have fun with
Mike's
singing about
Daily
my technical issues.
Podcast.
It's what makes this podcast different.
Yeah.
Mike sings about technical issues. If you happen to run into this issue, here's all you have to do is go into your sound section in your control panel, and you want to click on the microphone under recording, and then you click on properties. And then you have to move the levels in microphone. And it's old style. It's old school looking. If you see it, you go, oh, I think I remember seeing one of these on the computer I had, that first one that I had back in college. Well, it hasn't changed. In Windows 10 anyway. And that should fix it. You have to kind of move it around though, because Zoom controls everything. And that's why it works so well, is it controls everything. It's very controlling. It's like one of those men, it's like a woman that's very controlling. Women, it's like a man who's very controlling, etc., whoever it is you fancy. If they are controlling you and not letting you live your life, that's what Zoom does. Thank you, Zoom. And I have some interesting Zoom news here at the beginning. Its stock jumped in trading in the stock market on Monday, yesterday.
And here's today's podcast picture.
But then it faded in the regular session today. That's what stocks do. The podcast picture today is going to be of my recent wonderful trip to Half Moon Bay with my lovely lady friend. We took Rocky the cat with us, and we had a great time. We did. We ate at a sushi place. That was a little bit odd because it was small. So and they sat us right next to, like, they didn't put us on the table opposite the customers that were already there. They put us right next to the customers. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. He would have enjoyed that. He liked meeting new people and having the more people around him, the merrier, because they could drop food on the floor and he could eat it. But they put us right next to these people. And there was another table across the room. So these people, they put us right next to these people instead. So now we're sitting right next to these people, this couple. I don't know, it may have been a mom and her son. I don't know what was happening, but so we're sitting next to them, and they turn out to be the type of people that don't speak very loudly. They like whisper, and then they don't say much at all. Even though they're eating together at a restaurant, they figure, I'm just going to eat in silence near my person that I'm with, but I'm not going to talk to them. So the problem with that is, if you're talking to who you are with, you know that couple or whatever sitting next to you is listening to every word you say. And that gets so dang awkward, and I can't get comfortable when that's happening. Kind of like here at Cafe Anyway. I'm sitting here, and all these people are talking in the background, which I don't mind. And they, but if they're right, if I was the only one talking and they were just listening, that could be crazy. Even though this is a podcast, and that's the whole point, is that you're listening to me, because you are in this relationship, in this interaction, in this transaction. You're a listener, and I'm the one talking. Isn't that bizarre? So Zoom video zoomed higher in Monday's after-hours trading session following the company's better-than-expected report. Then it faded yesterday, or today actually, in trading. But the company delivered a top and bottom line beat. Further, management's outlook for next quarter and the full year was a little light versus expectations, but solid nonetheless. Is the guidance weighing down Zoom video stock after the earnings report? Could it be the overall selling pressure that we've seen in tech and high growth stocks lately? Likely it's a combination of both, as recent momentum isn't holding. The outlook doesn't seem to be enough to encourage bulls to buy the stock hand over fist. Bulls being people that are bullish in the stock market. And buy. Everything's fun. Everything's great. That according to The Street from MSN.com, and Brett Kenwell wrote that. But yeah, that is what I have found when I'm at a restaurant. See me, why did they bunch people together? Put us on the, is it because they want us to, and that was interesting. This place did not have like any heating going on, and it's been cold here in California. Cold for what California is, especially near the beach. And my feet were wet because I'd been at the beach, and my socks were wet, and I did not want to be in a cold room. And this room was ice cold. And I know they got sushi in there and they want to keep stuff cold, like the fish, the raw fish, so it don't go bad. They put ice all around, the fish are on the ice, the raw fish, so they don't go bad. But it was so cold in there. And nobody was talking. And then some more people came in, and then it was packed. They had to turn some people away. Those people started to talk. Then everything was wonderful. But just that when you're next to people that you think are listening to, that's very distracting to me. Maybe you don't care about that. But that's what's going on with Zoom. That's what's going on with me inside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth.
Anyway.
And you can chime in and tell me what you think about anything we covered as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. The phone number to call me is 510-228-4640. And what else is happening in this great big humongous world in which we live? In the world of money, just heard about Zoom and their fluctuating stock. Target had a slight growth. So that's some good news in the holiday quarter, the final quarter of 2022, the holiday time with their sales, but they are warning of continued slowdown. SpaceX, yes, the wonderful thing that Elon Musk, and I so want to call him Eon Musk or Eon Flux, but you can't because there's a rule somewhere. But SpaceX begins launching second generation Starlink satellites with 4 times the network capacity. It was the 100th consecutive occasion that SpaceX has successfully attempted and landed a Falcon 9 rocket booster after a launch. The company will launch a mission about every 4 days on average in 2023. Of course, Eon has got the, not to be confused with Eeyore, which interestingly, no wait, Eeyore is okay. I guess Eeyore is in the public domain. He's a character from Winnie the Pooh. But Tigger, who's bouncy, the cat, the tiger thing. He is not in the public domain because he was created later. And the public domain time, there's a certain amount of time goes by and everything becomes public domain eventually, like Sherlock Holmes. You can do a Sherlock Holmes movie and you don't have to pay anybody anything because that belongs to you and me. But what does not belong to you and me, and what you should not have, in my opinion, is TikTok on your phone. And that's not a slam against China, but there is a lot of stuff. I had an app from China from the company Tencent, the WeChat app, And once I put that on my phone, you might as well just taken the phone and thrown it away because it was garbage. It was completely useless to me after I downloaded that app. It was a bad app pull. But TikTok, also a Chinese company, is poised to advance in Congress a bill to revise legal protections that have shielded TikTok from U.S. sanctions is expected to pass a key House committee on Tuesday, paving the way for a broader ban on the popular short video app. And soon it will be off all federal government purchased cell phones, smartphones, for security's sake. Microsoft's new Windows 11 update has a button promoting its Bing AI chatbot. The AI chatbot, of course, also big with Microsoft's Edge, which replaced the Internet Explorer a couple years back, your browser window thing, basically the Windows version of Chrome, which Chrome was Google's version of Windows Internet Explorer. So it all comes back around. But yeah, so now I have the Edge app now on my phone just to test it out. Got the Chrome app already on my phone. Came with the phone because I got an Android phone. But I tried the Edge. When you load it, when you open it, when you install it, not very intuitive, not very helpful, user-friendly, I should say. They ask you who you want to sign in with. You got to have an account with Microsoft. That all gets very difficult for the average person to navigate through. They should make it a lot easier. And I already had a Bing app on my phone to do searches on my Bing app so I could get points, because they still give you points if you do searches with Bing, which you can then use to get like Starbucks cards, Amazon cards, Target cards. But it's gotten really confusing lately, the Bing app. So Windows is in the process of rolling all this out, I think, and we'll see what happens. Outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Look who's here. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Shelly Stewart, Shop Supervisor. I have a snow globe that has an AI chatbot in it, Mike Matthews. That is amazing. Let me ask it a question. Hello, AI chatbot inside of the snow globe that Shelly Schuhart is selling. What can I get to eat in Podcastro Valley after 10 o'clock at night?
What was that all about?
Mike Matthews, it said he can't get anything. Ah, that's right. The sidewalk rolls up at 10 o'clock at night in Podcastro Valley. Well, in some parts anyway. Very helpful. That was very useful. Thank you. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Thank you for all those tips earlier to tell me how to get my microphone back in my control when I'm using the Zoom. Yes, that's what I did. I taught people how to get the microphone that's connected to their computer back under their control. You're welcome. All right, I got a call. Here's a segment. The segment of this show, of this part of the show, is called, Oh, I Hate It When People Throw Me Under the Bus. Ugh. What is that? Why is that a thing that happens? Some people, they're like, oh, I am in trouble, so to cover my butt, I will throw all the heat on Mike. No. I do not take that anymore. At my age, I'm done with that. Oh, excuse me. I smacked my fist hard against this tree. Sorry, tree. So this is the segment called...
Oh, my God!
Email for email and your calm and not so calm mess.
You know how I talk about how I have a phone number that you can call, which is 510-228-4640, because I'm in the 510 area code. 510-228-4640. Well, this is the segment, emails from email and your calm and not so calm ments and calls. So I got a call recently to that phone number, and I would like to play it for you now. Are you ready? Okay, here it is now. Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, wait, I have to have this go. My bad. Wait. What?
My name is Andre.
Oh, wow, that guy's microphone is really faint. So I'm going to have to crank this up a tad. Hold on. To do that, you go into your settings for your control panel, and then then this happens.
Driving in my car, Carl. And I just want to say, when you talk on your podcast, you do this kind of a stilted thing where you're talking and all of a sudden you stop and then talk a little bit and you stop. So I was just calling to say I can totally commiserate with how you're talking. And I'm driving in my car and it's raining because I'm in California. Okay, good talking to you. Call me back. My number is 555. I'm driving. Thanks.
Wow, that was interesting. So you can call just like that guy did. He didn't sound odd at all. Is 510-228-4640. And then I also got a text message from Sweet Death Settlement. It's a limited time offer to get yourself enrolled and get rid of your credit card's debt. But they're called Sweet Death Settlement. I don't know if that's a good way to get rid of your credit card debt. Please press 1 to speak to a live representative. Oh, okay. And then we did get one other call. Let's see what we have here. It's 13 seconds. And doesn't sound like there's anything there. Okay. Well, they were too shy to talk, I guess. That's all right. If you're shy, that's fine too. You can still call that number, 510-228-4640. Okay. Had that call today. Was that today? That was Friday, actually, at 1:43. That's wonderful. Well, I think this is the perfect spot to end the show. And if you would like to chime in, you can also email me. And with all that other information, and I've somehow found myself now on Parler. So if you're a Parlerian, you can find me on there. Just look for mikesdailypodcast.com. That's my handle. And with more info on ways to reach me, it's A-Friend.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!